Welcome to Car Shopping Insider Strategies. I'm your host. I'm known as Deshone the Auto Advisor. If you have 60 to 90 minutes to spend with us, we're going to talk about how you can make sure you're saving thousands on your next car, not just your next car, but every car you get for the rest of your life. I spent 10 years in the auto industry, 5 with Mercedes, 5 with General Motors, and now we do these streams Monday through Thursday. You can catch us at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can get your questions answered live. We do rebroadcast this show for those of you who couldn't make it, or if you want to share this with a friend or family, we'll rebroadcast the show throughout the day. But Monday through Thursday, we are live. You can meet us here to get your questions answered. So I welcome everyone. You're going to hear me talk about the sponsor of our show, which is my digital book. It's my new digital book. It's called Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. We've gotten hundreds of testimonials and we've gotten lots of reviews on this book. People like you using it to get below market purchases, below market leases, below market new cars, all from home. 99% of your transaction should be from home. That's how you put dealers against each other. That's how you see the whole market. The only reason you should be in a dealership is to test drive your cars, is to have your car appraised if you're going to sell it, and to pick up your car if that dealership doesn't deliver. So we're going to get into some serious Q&A. I see we got a lot of people checking in on TikTok. Good to see you, Cindy, Cowboys. Hoop you 42, EJ Mobile. You guys can feel free to start typing your questions. I have my man Dolan in the background moderating, and he's going to bring in all the questions we get so that we can make sure that everyone gets an answer. All right. So feel free to start typing. We do have a welcome special from my new digital book. It's normally $97, but for 30 minutes, you can get yours for $24. That's 75% off because I want you to have this information and I don't want money to be a barrier to you having this information. So you can get yours for $24 if you get to my TikTok bio, the Instagram bio, the YouTube comments, and the Facebook comments before 30 minutes. You got yours for $24. It's worth $97 and more, but $24 is better. I'd love for you to have that special. So feel free to start typing and we'll get to it. Nigel, Kodak, good to see you. Rob, Enrique, this is our Wednesday, May 7th live show. So for those of you who may want to know, are we actually live? I'm going to be saying the dates on the show just so everyone who is live knows that we are live and they can actually type your questions. So while you guys are typing, I want to tell you about this 7-step system that you want to be operating in. You don't want to be out here winging the car buying process anymore, the car shopping process anymore. This is 7 steps. Whether it doesn't matter whether you're a high mileage driver, bad credit person, good credit person, lease person, purchase person. 7 steps. First step is the most important question. How many years are you keeping your next car? This is the most important question because we need to know how are we going to beat depreciation. Depreciation is what we call the unseen expense. If you buy a car today for $40,000, you don't drive the car one single mile. You don't even drive it. Say you don't need it. You park it outside your house for 1 year. $40,000 car. Come back in a year, what's that car worth? Throw some numbers out there. Your brand new car, $40,000. It could be a used car too. You bought the car, you drop it outside your house, you never touched it. Is that car worth $40,000 1 year later? Didn't drive 1 mile. Didn't drive 1 mile. Let's go. Throw some numbers out there. What do y'all? What do you think? What do you think a $40,000 car is worth after 1 year? Let's go. All right. Come on. I know people. Let's get. I sometimes listen. I'm gonna say this because y'all know I'm a straight shooter. For those of you who are just new here, I have to let you know, most of the people who have a hard time with us getting to the money, literally getting to the money. It's not a matter of the information. The information's proven. We got thousands of people using it. We got thousands of comments. We got hundreds of testimonials. It's the ability to focus. It is the ability to focus. We live in a world where it is very hard for people to focus, and that is where you lose. So I'm letting you know, when you come here to Car Buying Insider Strategies, you have to lock in if you're going to be here. If not, you're not going to be able to win. You're not going to be able to use what we teach to literally dominate your car buying processes and have total wins, like Milligan, almost $30,000 off an electric car. Like, Just Ralph saving $5,000 off his brand new 2025s. He bought two of them. Dealerships dropped the price. The moment they came out, he got them back in December. They dropped the price on both of them over $5,000. Like, these are brand new high demand cars. You're going to see me share a bunch of people that like, whoa, those results look amazing. And these people are telling you they'll never buy a car any other way except the Cars from Home way with bids. But they focused. Whenever they met me on a video, social media video, hopped on a live, you have to focus. Okay? And that's how you're going to win here. So let me talk to the focus people. I see you, KSB, KSA. I see you, Nisi, on Instagram. All right. I see you, John. We got you on YouTube. Jay, we got your question coming. So that's the depreciation. You buy a car for 40, your car is worth 30 a year later. It's worth 35 a year later. Even if you didn't touch it, you didn't drive it, you just literally parked it outside your house. So that means our cars are losing value daily, whether we drive them or not. So the reason why the most important question is our first question: how many years will we keep this next car? Because we need to determine, are we going to beat depreciation with a short-term lease, 3 years, or are we going to beat depreciation with long-term ownership? Well, thank you, Will Rosa. Shout out to the people liking the show. If you are a long-term person, that's where we are purchasing. So that's step one in the process. Before you think about, Deshaun, what about my old car? I need to trade that. Nope, you're going to see we don't trade, we sell. But before you think about, Deshaun, I want this car. How do I get the best price on that? Before I think about anything, we are thinking about how are we going to beat the unseen expense, depreciation, because that is what most people overlook, and depreciation kills them, and they don't realize how much depreciation has killed them until they come years later to try to replace their car, and they're like, wow, that's all my old car is worth? Who's had that happen? Who understands that every time you have gone to replace your old car, if you replaced it in 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, besides the pandemic, when every single car was worth $7,000 more than what it was really worth, so you could buy anything and you could win. Besides those times, isn't it more likely that you went to replace your car and you're like, whoa, that's all this car is worth? Man, that's all you're giving me? Because the depreciation has really set in, and we have not held the car long enough to have that win. So that's why this is the most important question. Then we move to equity assessment, where we get bids. Then we move to deal structure, where we structure, what does a great deal look like? What does it look like if I lease this vehicle and it's a great deal? Not these bad deals I see on commercials. What does it look like for me to budget and make sure when I go shop, I'm not going over my budget? In fact, I want to shop way below my budget. That's what we do in step 3. Takes us about 10 minutes. Then we move to shopping. This is the fun part. And I want y'all to understand something. Shopping is deciding what you want. It's not buying it. It's not buying it. Shopping is deciding what you want. Okay? And what we tend to do is we mix shopping with buying. When I was in the dealership, I would have people, man, Deshaun, I don't know how I ended up with a car. I just went to Home Depot. I was going to Home Depot. I said, let me stop by the dealership. And now look, I'm leaving with a car. That's mixing shopping with buying. We don't want to do that. And then we move to step 5, which is we're multiple offers. Multiple offers. So you're going to hear as you stay on the stream and as you understand what we do in the Cars from Home process and why people are saving so much money and they're so happy enjoying their process is because of those 2 words, multiple offers. It puts you in control. It puts you in the driver's seat. It makes you feel like you are the prize. You're not begging anymore. Who's been in a dealership feeling like, man, why am I begging these people to take my money? Will anyone be honest? Anybody be honest and say, man, anytime you've been in the dealership, have you ever felt like, why am I begging these guys for me to give them $20,000 of my money? $50,000 of my money. So what we're going to do is when you start getting multiple offers, you're going to see, whoa, this thing flips on its head. Now they're coming to me. Okay, so this is just initial mindset of the difference with the Cars from Home process. Step 6, we go and tie up our paperwork. Again, if you notice, all of this stuff I'm talking about is done from home. The only thing we do in that dealership is test drive, come on home. And you're going to start now enjoying your test drives. So you probably can't even, you've probably been scared to go test drive. Sean, I'm scared to go test drive. I don't want to, because they're sitting you down. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul Sperling, for being honest. I see you on Facebook. That's where you've been nervous. Man, I don't want to go test drive. I'd rather just, but what you're going to start doing now is enjoying the shopping because you're test driving, going to another dealership, test drive this. Sometimes people go with their families and say, hey, family, good news. We're going to go out this weekend. We're going to test drive a bunch of cars and we're going to decide what the right one is for our family. The kids are happy, wife's happy, husband's happy. Yes, let's do it. Get to the first dealership, test driving the car. All right, what do you think, guys? Oh, it's okay, it's all right, it's nice, we like it. Okay, now the kids think we're going to see 3 vehicles. Next thing you know, Dad's sitting down with the salesman. Hey, we got a great sale, today. It's a 1-day sale. That's a lie. Really? Oh man, what does the sale look like? Oh man, and for those of you know, I'm not the public. I'm an insider, so I'm telling you from being in the dealerships. You get what I mean? Like I respect people who never were car salesmen and they're trying to teach you guys how to get the best deals. God bless their hearts. I'm telling you from inside. So next thing you know, the husband's sitting down talking numbers. Kids are like, hey, Dad, what happened? I thought we were going to, hey, hold on. Daddy's working out a good deal here. Hold on. They got a 1-day sale. Not realizing they've completely taken you off your shopping process, which is your power, deciding what you want. And then once you decide what you want, you have multiple dealers compete while you sit at home. Right where I'm at, right where I'm sitting is where I have made my last probably 5 car deals for myself and my family from right here. Bids. So now that we open it up, we gave you a little mindset of what Cars from Home is about. We got questions coming in. I see Jay on YouTube. I see Robert on TikTok. For those of you who want to know if we're live, we are live. It's our Wednesday, May 7th episode. We're live every Monday through Thursday at noon. But you might be watching a rebroadcast and you might have someone ask the same question that you're going to ask because we do replay the show throughout the day for those who couldn't catch us live. All right. So Dolan, let's start bringing in these questions. I see we got some coming. And Instagram, you guys type your questions. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. All right. What do you think about the Flex Car Leasing Company? Let's see. It's Flex Car Leasing. All right. Let's see if we can find out about Flex Car. Live large, spend small. Sounds like a good quality lease. That's literally, listen, I leased my first car, I was 22. I had other friends buying cars. My payment on my Pontiac G6 was $256. It was a $20,000 car. I never had a problem with it because it was always under warranty, and my other friends were out there, buying cars they were paying double what I was paying. And again, if you're keeping your car 8 years or longer, forget about leasing. You should be shopping for a below market purchase. If you're not keeping your cars 8 years or longer, below market leases is how we save all the money keep thousands in our bank account, drive incredible cars. So let's take a look. It says Flex Car is the first and only month-to-month car lease because freedom shouldn't come with a contract. Once you flex, you'll never buy a car again. Now, I like this. We're just judging it by what do we get to drive? Here's how you judge leasing, y'all. What do I get to drive and what do I pay for that? For example, I told you guys my first lease was $20,256 a month. Then I got an Infiniti G25. Our payment was, that was early. That was like 2011. It's like a $35,000 car. I want to say I was like low threes or either high twos. Great, ridiculous deal on it. Wasn't no more than that because after that I got an Infiniti Q50, $45,000 car. My payment was $325. After that, I got another Q50. I had 3 Q50s in a row. My next payment was $345. My last one was $365. That was all of these are $45,000 cars. No money down. I do not put money down on leases, and I teach you how never to put money down when you're shopping. When you know you have a great lease deal, then you can put money down. Let me give you an example. So let's say we shop all our offers. You're going to see dealers all over the place. Once you get multiple offers, you guys are going to see, thank you so much. Shout out to the people sharing on TikTok. Shout out to the sharers. Everyone who shares this broadcast, I appreciate you. Everyone doesn't share, but I appreciate the people who do share. I don't take it for granted. You know, and your friends will be upset if they find out you sent them out. They went out, bought a car, got ripped off, and then you're like, hey, you ever hear that guy, Deshone? No. Oh, yeah, I watch him all the time. Why didn't you share his channel with me? That mess around, you know, the friendship's over. So make sure. So share with your friends. But anyway, so when we consider that leasing is a value play. So leasing is how much car can I drive for X amount of money? Because that's all we judge it by. It is literally nothing. We're not in love with these cars. We are not keeping these cars for more than we should not be leasing something and saying we love it. Because if you love it, you mess around and lease something that has a bad lease program, and then you're driving a car overpaid for it because you like. So you know, if somebody says, "Oh man, I really want that Range Rover," and then they shop the offers, Range Rover offers are no good. They're all over 1.5, 1.6, 1.7. For those of you who don't know, we judge leases by dividing the MSRP, the monthly payment we get, no money down. No money down, you divide that monthly payment into the MSRP. So if you have a vehicle that has a $400 payment, you divide that into the MSRP, which is, let's say, $40,000. That's going to be a 1% lease. You multiply it by 100. So divide the monthly payment into the MSRP times 100. That tells us a percentage. So once we get that percentage, we can see, is this a 1% lease? Is this a 1.5% lease? Is this a 1.2% lease? Now, you cannot judge a lease until you've gotten multiple offers because you need to find what we call the 20%. What are the 20%? Anybody know what the 20% is? And we're still talking about this Flex Car leasing program because if we can lease cars through Flex Car and they're 1% leases or 1.1 and 1. If you get to drive these expensive cars, but you're only paying 1%, 1.2%, 1.1%, less than 1% of the MSRP on a monthly payment, you don't have to tie up all your money. You got cars under warranty, no problems. This could be a really good thing. Now, I haven't used Flex Car, but I'm just telling you, if you guys explore them, this is what we are judging because this is how we judge leases. Okay, there's nothing else about it. So you divide your monthly payment. You don't have to worry about taxes. Here's why you don't have to worry about taxes. And here's why you also don't have to. We're just talking about leasing. So let's continue to ask questions about used. I don't know if more people are just interested in leasing. Maybe you guys can help me out. Is it that more people are interested in leasing because we get a lot of questions about it? You know, we have systems for pre-owned cars. Shopping deals with getting below market pre-owned cars, getting below market new cars. saving money with our bank bidding war, making banks and credit unions bid for our interest rates, selling cars to get our equity out, bidding. So we have all types of stuff outside of leasing, but I'm going to answer the questions you guys ask. And if Dolan keeps pulling in the questions and most of them are about leasing, then that's what we're going to talk about. Okay? So that's how, so here's the reasons why you never have to worry about what about the taxes and fees and what about the selling price? Do I divide the monthly payment into the selling price or the MSRP? Well, you're going to do it on the MSRP. That's that sticker price. I'm going to show you guys an example here on the screen so you can see. This is a sticker, window sticker, and you can see, Dolan, can you snatch that? Thank you so much, Dolan. The total MSRP right here, that's your MSRP. That is what you're dividing your monthly payment into. Now, the MSRP tells us the value of the car in the market. The MSRP tells us the value of the of the car in the market. It does not tell us what they're selling the car to us for and how much they've discounted it. That's reflected in the monthly payment. So you have a $40,000 MSRP. One person, one dealership, an 80% dealer offers us $600 a month for that. Okay, another dealer, 80%, offers us $650 a month for that. No money down. Remember, always shop our lease deals with only first month's payment due at signing. Only first month's payment due at signing. You don't do anything else but first month's payment due at signing. And you tell dealers how you want your lease deals presented to you. You do not let them work you up a random lease deal. Okay, so you get your first month payment and you say, okay, one dealer says $650, $40,000 car. This is the average car. $600. Another dealer says $550. But then here comes this 20% dealer, $425. So now you're looking and saying, whoa, the percentage for the higher dealers is 1.4, 1.45, 1.6, 1. But this lowest dealer is 1.2, 1.1. What's going on here? Same exact car. This is the 20%. You've identified the 20%. They've identified themselves, and the lower sales price that they're giving you is reflected in the monthly payment. So we don't so the monthly payment is where we can see the discounts, not the MSRP. So we divide that monthly payment into the MSRP, gives us that percentage, and we can see those with the lowest offers, lowest percentages have made us the best deal. And we always make sure we tell them, put your taxes and fees into the payment. Okay, now I have templates for this. So everything we do is by email. If you guys want to take this and use it, you want to try calling around, just remember this stuff. For those of you who do not want to remember it, you're like, Deshone, give me the blueprint, give me the step-by-step. We have everything in my digital book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealership. I wrote the templates out. You just fill them in, blast them out. We show you something we call the 25-to-5 strategy, where you connect with 25 dealers in 20 minutes, and your goal will be to get 5 offers. So as our welcome offer, you can get your copy for 75% off, normally $97. But if you head to my TikTok bio, you won't leave the show, Instagram bio, YouTube comments, or the Facebook comments, you can get yours for $24, which is going to be 75% off. It's a digital book. You'll have it by the end of the stream. Okay? But this is very important. When we're judging lease deals, whether it's through FlexPay, whether it's through an individual dealership, it does not matter. We are judging them based on value. And the lower percentage I'm paying to drive X amount of car, the better value that we're getting. Okay? That makes sense? Type dollar signs if that makes sense. If anybody needs me to go deeper on that, we can certainly go deeper. Okay? I just had to, there's somebody named Pop. We blocked him on TikTok. He said, talk too much drama to drive a car. He never say that with a house. And if he would, he's totally ignorant. And here's the thing. We have been taught by the auto industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry, that we know as the public takes advantage of people and rips them off. As an industry, not every dealer, but as an industry, they take advantage. They do not get sued. We have people who are driving the same cars, paying $200 more, same exact car. No one is getting lawsuits. You're ripping us off because you've taught us that we should be able to come into the dealership, make a $30,000 transaction on the low side. The average car price is probably 40, 45 grand. They've taught us that they've taught us we should be able to make that decision in 1 hour with no real competition and no real information. So when we talk about strategy and the way we save money, when you look at somebody like a Marie, hey, just wanted to reach out and say thank you. I love these emails, by the way. Those of you who have my book, who are using it, please continue to send me these types of emails. Marie said, just wanted to reach out and thank you. Using the guide, I saved over $13,000 off MSRP, got my payment to be hundreds lower per month and maintenance included with no money down. Just wanted to say thank you. 2025 GLC 300 coupe, fully loaded. Now, some of you have this exact same car, or you know someone with it. You know someone with it. And they probably went out, got it traditionally in 2 hours, did very little shopping because they wanted this car. But Marie used the cars from home process, got my book, $24. Hopefully she got it at the welcome offer for $24. And that $24 investment saved her $13,000 off this new car. $13,000. We are not here on Wednesday, May 7th, to talk about hundreds of dollars. And these are the people who would be warning you guys to say, hey, you better have a process. And if you don't, that's okay. You don't need a process. Just know you're overpaying. And just understand that the car business has mastered sending you down the road in your car and you overpaid and you're smiling. It's a very, very powerful business, multi-billion-dollar machine where you could send hundreds of people down the road smiling and they literally overpay. You just made 5 grand on them, 8 grand on them, 10 grand on them. That, you know, there's a saying in the car business, the happiest customers are the ones you make the most money on. That is a saying. So the happiest customers, the ones that are no, hey, listen, you got to do better, man. Hey, man, I'm still not happy because you still don't feel like you got a good deal. Those are the people that you make the least money on. Still making money on them because they're not comparatively shopping. But the ones who, oh, Joe, you were great. You made this so easy. Go see Joe, everybody. Meanwhile, Joe's making 8, 10 grand on you every single time. So appreciate the people who value having a process for the most expensive purchase some of them are going to make. We're not buying homes like we used to. So some people, cars are going to be the most expensive purchase that you make. So I appreciate the people who value how serious that process is. All right, Dolan, let's keep them going. Next question. We got a lot more coming in. Lady V, how are you? What are the major updates for the car buying strategy? Oh, are you in Cars from Home? I announced Lady V, let me know, because it sounds like you're talking about a post I made to our private group. Actually, if you check Leasing Like a Boss, what we just did is we turned our 25 to 5 shopping process, which was you. By the way, guys, this is somebody, we have 2,300 people in our inner circle who use the Cars from Home strategy. They don't like reading, not all of them. They prefer videos and coaching. We have coaching calls first and third Wednesday. We got one this afternoon. But what she's asking, I announced that we were upgrading again our process because we made it even shorter. And guys, we're getting cars in 45 minutes. We're getting lease deals in 45 minutes over a 3-day period, 45, 60 minutes. Literally, we are having people bid in a process that used to take us, even our people who are good. Like you look at somebody like Rosalie. Rosalie, some of you know if you've been on the stream, I continue to celebrate her. She got 3 cars. At once, she had to get 3 cars for her sons. A Nissan Rogue, $36,399 a month, sign and drive. CX-30, $28,000, $339 sign and drive. That's a 1.2% lease. And then Mazda CX-50, $40,000 vehicle, $420. 1% leases, and then one, just killing it. Probably. And then she got $6,700 selling her old leases. She sold 2 leases because in step 2 of our process, we teach you how to sell not just your cars that you own or that you finance. Who didn't know you could sell a lease? Type me. Let me ask this too. Who didn't know you could sell a car that you did not have the title for? It's not paid off yet. Let's ask both. Who didn't know both of those? Because I've seen people in my career that say, listen, Deshone, as soon as I make my last payment, I'm coming to get that. As soon as I get the title. And I'm like, where did you think that you had to wait for the title paid off to? So who didn't know that? So literally, I see you, Nina. Thanks for being honest. Appreciate you. All right. Thank you, yours truly. I appreciate the people who are always willing to be honest, because you're the ones who are going to really, if you can't get the bad news, you are literally not going to be able to get to the good news. Like, you got to realize the people who they have a very tough time is they just think, Deshone, I know way more than you. Even though you've been in this thing since 2006, you got all this experience, you done worked for this, been a finance manager, had your own brokerage. Deshone, I still think that I know this more than you. Very tough time helping them. But other people, you guys can win very simply. So when we look, she's asking, we were getting these cars in roughly an hour and a half, 2 hours from home. Now I'm doing it in about 60 minutes, but I created a quicker process, cut some things out, and we just are uploading new things to our membership page that are going to have people literally popping in over a 3-day period. Morning, 10 minutes, afternoon, 10 minutes, evening, 10 minutes. You do that by your second day, you're going to have 5, 6 offers, 7 offers, and be ready to close the deal. Like that quick. That quick. I'm always about quicker. Deshone, y'all getting cars in an hour and a half from home. Yeah, but can we do it quicker? So that's what we got. So check Leasing Like a Boss, and you'll see some of the new videos already in there. And thank you, Daniel. He said it's worth the price. And it's in the book. So very important to understand. Everything we're talking about, guys, you can get it for $24 if you get to the book before the 30-minute welcome offer expires. This is the same system. Some people just like videos and coaching in our community, 1,600 people in it. They want to be in that. Like, let's do this together. Let me ask more questions. We can't answer questions for people who have the book. Unless you pop on a live and you catch me here. So thanks, Lady V. But yes, check out the membership page and you'll see all of the new videos in day 5 for the 25 to 5 strategy. It just got quicker. All right, go ahead, Dolan. Pull the next one up. All right. And every time y'all hear something that you like, can you continue to run up these likes on TikTok? Appreciate it. I see we're about 300 now. But if y'all can continue to run those likes up, it means a lot. It lets TikTok know, hey, they're talking some serious stuff over here. Let's bring some more people over here so more people can benefit. My man Paul Sperling on Facebook. How are you? Are there dealerships that won't allow you to lease unless you use their financing and not use your own credit union? This is a great question. Wanted to know if it was true because Genesis Salesman told me that. Great question. So Paul, with a lease, we must use the dealer's bank or the manufacturer's bank. It's not like a finance where we can go and we can get our own financing. We can shop around for our own financing. And the reason we're doing that is to make sure that they're not overcharging us for the financing. So we have a process we call the bank bidding war, where we strategically let tons of banks and credit unions shop our credit without it lowering our credit score with all these inquiries. And we do it within a window, and it allows it to only show, it only affects our score as one hard inquiry. So these are the steps we take to make sure we are not overpaying. Thank you, y'all. Yali 288, #1 gifted badge. Appreciate you. But on a lease, it's different. We must go through the dealer's bank. Now, here's what could happen. With a lease, there's something called a money factor, which is an interest rate. That's an interest rate on a lease. It's called a money factor. Now, dealerships, if they know you are not shopping, and some, the 80%, even if they know you're shopping, they're going to mark up the money factor. So they're going to create and quote you with a higher money factor. This is why going in and asking for the invoice does not matter. You don't know what the hidden money is. What are the rebates? What is the incentives? What is the money factor? You don't know. Did you mark it up? Did you not? Can't see it. It is totally undisclosed. There's no way for you to see it. So how do we make sure this doesn't happen? Multiple offers. Because when we know you're shopping now, and again, you're going to see as you guys get multiple offers, sometimes it's not going to matter. You're still going to see offers that are extremely high. And you're like, these guys are still quoting us high, even though they know we're shopping. Correct. Because this is what they sell their cars for. And they will sell this car to someone else for the higher price who does not have strategies before they discount it to sell it to you. They would much rather say, Mr. Customer, that's my best deal. I'm sorry if it's not in your budget, but that is my best deal. They're not lying because they're going to sell that car to someone else who does not have strategy, who will gladly pay it. But once you begin to shop around, you're going to see, like I have a market report up. Can you snatch that question down for 1 second, Dolan? There's a market report up here on the screen for an Infiniti QX60 Lux. It's a $61,000 vehicle. Now we can see so far, and this was literally when we got 4 offers. Now what you're going to be getting is at least 5 to 7, and then you make your decision. Only vehicles that are very scarce, you're going to see less than 4 offers, or less than 5 offers. And then at which point we usually make a decision on, do we want this vehicle or do we want to hold off and maybe check back next month, because we need competition. But in most cases, you're going to see plenty of offers come through, 5 offers, 7 offers. This is how most market reports look that we prepare. We prepare these for people, and this is what we teach you to do for yourself. So as you can see, $61,000 vehicle. One dealer is at $873. Sign and drive, no money down. One dealer is at $889. But then we have 2 dealers that have come in at $680 and $685. $200 apart. So now there are people in these other dealers that are at $800, almost $900 a month, negotiating. Come on, man, can you get me down under 8? You see how that's a losing battle? They're at $889, right? They know we're shopping, because when we shop, you always want to let dealers know. I'm speaking to a couple dealers. You catch more flies with honey than with what is the saying? Vinegar. So be nice, be friendly. All the scripts we have, you use our scripts. We have thousands of people using our scripts from our book and from our Shop with Deshone coaching program. And they're nice. They're friendly. They're not like aggressive. They're firm. But when you're talking to dealers, just be, hey, I'm shopping around. Hey, and you're still going to see, that's my best price, $800. That's how you know. Don't get emotional. This is the 80% Deshone told us about. Don't expect them to do what the 20% does. Expect them to be high. You're $150 higher than the other dealerships. Are you going to come down? No. No. Because 16 million new people buy new cars a year. And sorry, I'm glad you got strategy, and I'm glad you know how to find this 20% dealer that's $150 less a month than me. But that's not going to change the fact that I'm going to sell this car to someone else. And they'll try to lean on you and say, well, do you want it? Because, hey, that's our price. No, I'm sorry. We don't want it. Thank you so much, though. So this is what we're dealing with when we are dealing with car salesmen. which is why you must shop multiple offers to be able to get your best offer. Now, when we look, going back to yours truly's question about, can you pull that question back up about the shopping for the lease financing? It wasn't yours truly's question, I don't think, Dolan. Whatever the last question was, because what we're talking about is in those $800 a month payments, what is making those high payments so high? It may not be that they're not discounting only. It might be that they're not giving a big discount, and the finance managers are so used to robbing people that they say, listen, every single lease quote that y'all quote, make sure you put 1 point in there for me. Every single lease quote. Do not bring me a lease customer if you don't have any padding in that money factor for me. And that's what they do. So they are not going to lower the money factor. They can't. There was salesmen. I remember when we were salesmen, they used to start negotiating the rate. Hey, what if I could get you down to 3.9 or 4.9? The finance manager come out and say, why are you saying that? You're giving away my money. You negotiate the car price. You negotiate with their trade with them. You don't negotiate my money, because the finance managers are like, hey, when it comes to that rate, that money factor, those interest rates, that's my money. And there are some dealers who have it built in, which is why you must comparison shop. You stay at home. Again, if you want to do it your way, you want to call around, you want to get at least 5 offers. Using our way, we'll show you how to get 5 offers, contact 25 dealers in 20 minutes, and then literally in minutes, you got offers coming into your inbox. But whether you're doing it our way or whether you're doing it your way, stop doing it their way. Their way is just come on in, think you can negotiate back and forth, and then once you hear a number that you feel like it sounds good, that's when you take it. Losing battle. Okay? Let's go, Dolan. Pull up the next one. All right, I see we got a lot of questions. We got Nina. For those of you who don't know, we are absolutely live. This is our Wednesday, May 7th live. We're live every Monday through Thursday at 12 noon, so you can meet us here. If you couldn't catch the whole stream, we will rebroadcast this show throughout the day, so you can have your friends, family watch it, or you can catch up on some of the things you missed. We'll replay all through the rest of the day. And on the weekends, we take all the shows from the week and we rebroadcast them out, so everyone can catch up on things throughout the weekend. All right. And most times you're going to hear someone ask the same question you were going to ask. All right. When getting quotes for your Adrian on Facebook, when getting quotes for your car for trade, who all should you get quotes from? This is a great question, Adrian. 6 companies right now. 6 companies. And we could throw a 7th in because Rosalie sold hers to We Buy Any Car. So this is step 2, guys. This is called the equity assessment, because we don't trade. Trade is a curse word here. The only people who have to trade using our system are people who've buried themselves in negative equity, and now we're working a transaction to get them out of it. They can't pay the difference, so they have to trade their car into whoever wins the bid. And but those are the only times we use that curse word, trade. In every other case, we are selling our car to cash buyers because we're separating our transactions. We separate who we buy our car from who we sell our old car to, from who we get our bank loan from. Some of you, and be honest, have you given the dealership your trade-in, got a loan from them, and got a car from them? All 3 in one. Have you done that? I bought a car from a dealership, got my loan from them, and I gave them my old car. 3 transactions in one. Impossible to have one there. Again, take the bad news first so that we can get you to the good news. You cannot win giving a dealership 3 transactions in one. Okay? Each one of these should be bid out while you're at home so that you know I've maximized everything. Okay? So 6 companies we're getting bids from: CarMax, Carvana, Driveway, Kelly's Blue Book, but not the regular Kelly's Blue Book, Instant Cash Offer. Kelly's Blue Book Instant Cash Offer, where they connect you with a local dealership that gives you a cash offer. AutoNation, cash offer. Car Gurus, cash offer. All three of them connect you with a local dealership to get a cash offer. Now, when you throw in We Buy Any Car, or maybe a local cash buying company that you might see commercials with, hey, we want to buy any car, we'll buy your car. All of them. Now, this takes about 25 minutes to do to get all of these quotes, but you're not getting, this is a third of your transaction. So those of you who are like, I'm just going to trade, God bless you, do you. But you're not going to make the money we make. You're not going to make the money Rosalie made. Sold 2 leases, put $6,700 in her pocket at the end of the lease. And what many of you, do I still have Melissa's test? See, Melissa, many of you who are going to learn that you have not been a long-term person and you have been buying your cars, you're going to get your bids, and then you're going to put a ton of money in your bank account because you're going to lease with no money down. And once you lease with no money down, I don't think I have it up. I think it was from last year. And because we're just showing all 2025s and 20. Yeah, that's all we're showing right now is, recent people, but some of these, Dolan, I'm going to go back and grab because some of them were unique in that when you see you've been somebody who's been taking loans out and you're like, Deshone, every time I buy a car, I take loans out 5-6 years. I go trade the car in after like 4 years, or maybe I pay them off and then I go and trade them in. And I always end up really not getting nothing. I got high payments every time. And then whatever my old car is worth, I use it for a down payment for the new car. I don't really see where that money goes. So this is a repetitive cycle. What you're going to do is actually get your cash bids, realize, all right, I've been breaking the 8-year rule. The 8-year rule says if you're not buying your next car to keep at least 8 years, you should be getting a below market lease. That's what you should be shopping for. That's going to save you thousands upon thousands of dollars more, and you're going to drive better vehicles. If you're keeping your car more than 8 years, then you should be shopping for a below market purchase, new or used, based on your budget and your values. So the 8-year rule. So you say, man, I've been breaking this 8-year rule. I'm not keeping these cars 8 years. Let me go and shop for my below market lease next time. So my normal car that I would normally trade in, not really see where that money's going. Now I'm going to bid that out to CarMax, Driveway, Carvana, Kelly's Blue Book Instant Cash Offer, Driveway, Car Gurus, and We Buy Any Car. I'm gonna see the highest bidder. The highest bidder might be like because Melissa, I think she made like $14,000. She had like a 5-year-old car that she would normally trade, but it was paid off, and she's like, all right, I'm not gonna go and use this as a trade and buy something else. She gets like you're gonna have like 12 grand equity, 15 grand equity, beautiful. And what's going to happen is when you shop for your below market lease, you're shopping with only first month's payment due at signing. So you find your lease, you've already been paying super high payments because you've been purchasing. Now you're like, whoa, I could drive this new car and it's $200 less than what I've been paying. I don't got to put no money down on this thing. You pull out of there with a super low payment new car, and you got a $12,000, $15,000 check going in your bank account. Got my car, and now I can see where my equity is going. It ain't going to you, dealership. It ain't going in that car. It's going in my bank. And this is, that's one of the most beautiful things I love to see. And it only happens for people who have been, unfortunately, programmed and brainwashed to buy cars. They don't keep them 8 years. And then when they come to the revelation, now it's like, boom, equity goes in the bank. I'm driving new cars for cents on the dollar. Beautiful. All right. And that's why you do the equity assessment before you shop. Step one, we decide how our 8-year rule. Are we buying to keep more than 8 years or less than 8 years? That's when we know, lease or purchase. Then step two, equity assessment. Let me see what my current car is worth. My current lease is worth. Can I make any money on it? Am I upside down? That's what we do at step 2. Okay, so once you guys really follow this process, your whole car buying is going to change. You'll be moving just like everybody else is moving. Just like Brian got his first lease. First lease using our system. He said, just finalized my first ever lease using your system. 2025 HRV Sport, all-wheel drive, $30,500 MSRP for $395 a month. 1.2% ratio. See, this is how you know people understand the car buying process. They talk just like me. They talk just like me. They know the process. They didn't have to go to school for this. They just followed the steps, and I walked them through how to judge the deal. 1.2% deal, 12,000 miles a year, 36 months, no money down. His initial quote from this dealer was $434. In my book and in our Shop with Deshone system, we have calculators we invented. We have 6 proprietary calculators. Can't find them anywhere on Google. They're ours. We created them. He used our calculator. We put all our offers into the calculator. It tells us what to counter. So he counter offered online or by email. His last offer was $395. They went from $434 to $395. That's how it goes. And he probably had 5 or 6 or 7 other offers that was $150 a month higher. That's how it goes. All right. That's where you want to be. All right. That makes sense. Did everybody grab that? Type $ if you follow me. Who's following? Type $. Okay. I never want to go to the next subject before I make sure. All right. Did you grasp that? Did you? All right. Thank you. I see you, DJ and Nice. My man, good to see you checking in. Hart, you have that's your username, Hart. So yours truly. Thank you so much. Good to see you. All right. I see you, HD1 1225. Good to see you. All right, perfect. All right, Dolan, let's go to the next question. All right, feel free to keep talking. I know we got a bunch, so I'm not even gonna say it. Let's just try to get through what we got so far. Should there be a set length of financing depending on the year of the car? Great question. So we have something we created called the Rule of 72 and the 10th birthday. This is, all right, there's something we call the repo recipe. So when I was in Mercedes, this happened more often with Mercedes. People, 4 expenses that we need to take into account when we're financing a car. 4 expenses. The cost to acquire the car, and most people are taking a loan. So it's the cost to acquire. Then you have the cost to repair it. Well, let's say this. You got your insurance. You have your maintenance. And on some cars, maintenance does become serious. On a Mercedes, your oil change is $200. Your brake fluid change and your service B is $400 to $500. So there are cars that we have to take into account the maintenance being serious. Then we have gas. So even if you have a car that maintenance is low, you still have gas. So let's just wrap those 2 together. And the 4th expense is what really, really hurts people when they have something that breaks. And when we have something that breaks, what we typically don't want is a car payment. We don't want all of those expenses on top of things breaking. So what we really want to do, and this is a measure of when you're buying too much car for your real budget. If you can't buy a car and you afford it and can get, most of the loan is under warranty. So most of the loan that you have the car is under warranty. If you got a 5-year loan and you got 2 years without a warranty, okay, cool. You got a 6-year loan, you got 3 years without a warranty, okay. But you don't want a 6-year loan and 1 year you had a warranty and 5 years there's no warranty on a car that could, and you don't have the cash. These are things that we call the repo recipe, because when something breaks and you have a car payment and your insurance payment and they're telling you, wait, you need the maintenance, you just wait, I just put brakes and tires on this thing. This is enough for some people to say, whoa, I can't afford to put $5,000 into this car in 60 days. Or so how do we prevent this? We prevent this by making sure we're not taking a car or a loan too long for the year of the car. And the longest loan we want to take is 72 months. And so the reason why it's called the rule of 72 and the 10th birthday is because when you add up the year of the car and the number of years old the car is, I'm sorry, when you add up the year of the car and the year of the loan, the number of years on the loan, it should not pass 10. So if you're getting a 4-year-old car, you can take a 6-year loan. If you're getting a 3-year-old car, you can take a 6-year loan. That's 9. If you're getting a 5-year-old car, you should take a 5-year loan max. If you're getting a 6-year-old car, you should take a 4-year loan max. Now, why is this a test of affordability? Because some of you are saying, whoa, but I can't get the car that I really want at that number. Then that means you can't afford the car that you really want. Again, it doesn't mean you can't break that rule, but it does mean that you're going to have a loan on a car that's older than 10 years. This is risky. So it's nothing wrong. The reason we create these boundaries, so at least when you cross them, you know you're crossing them. So if something happens, you're not surprised. You're not like, whoa, how did this happen? Well, I took a little risk. I took 1 year longer. Then, the car's 11 years old. I still got a loan on it. Stuff goes wrong. I'm out there. I got more exposure. But if we use that as a gauge of affordability and say, you know what, if I can't afford a 6-year loan on this car, then I can't afford the car. If they're telling me I got to take 7 years, that's why we cap both. We cap the number of years you should take at 72, absolute longest. And some of you know we default to a 5-year loan when we're shopping. This will also help you because you'll look and say, 5-year loan, every $5,000 is about $100 per month. So as you're shopping and you're looking at cars, you should be saying to yourself, all right, $20,000, that's about a $400 payment. All right. And that's if I put no money down. You got your taxes and fees. Maybe I'll take care of the taxes and fees, but that $20,000 car is going to cost me about $400 a month, 5 years. $80,000 car, you're looking at, divide that by 5,000. That's $1,600 a month for 5 years. Doesn't matter how high you go. But when you don't have these rules and you go in, here's what tends to happen. You look at cars that are way more expensive than you could afford, and you say, hey, can you get me to this payment? And a salesman, are they ever going to say, no? They're going to say, oh, let me see what I can do. Next thing you know, they come out and say, hey, good news, I got you to $1,000 a month. Hey, good news, I got you to this. Way below what our rules are. Way below than the $5,000 every 100. So you got to say, how did they get me to way below the every 5,000 is 100? How many years is the loan, sir? Oh, well, listen, what's more important to you, the payment or the number of years? Well, both are important to me. How many years is the loan? Well, right now, this is an 84-month loan. This is a 96-month loan. Wait, so 7, 8 years? 8 years, 9 years? You're talking like, yeah, well, and that's how you get jammed up. So if you keep these boundaries in place, longest loan I'm going to take 6 years, 72 months. When I'm shopping for a car, if I'm purchasing it, not leasing, I am looking and saying every $20,000, every $5,000 I'm going to borrow is going to cost me about $100 per month. If you do these things, look at the car. What's the year of the car? 5 years old? All right. Max I want to do on that car is a 5-year loan. Oh, it's only 3 years old? All right, I can stretch to a 6-year loan if necessary. You keep these boundaries, you will be safe. You stay far away from the repo recipe. When things tend to go wrong at that 9, 10 year, 11 year mark, you got to put some money into the car. Car is paid off. You don't have to worry. Okay? High dollar signs if you guys followed that. We can move on to the next question. Everybody clear on that? Colin Moore, welcome to the community. New follower. We are live. It is our Wednesday, May 7th episode. You may be watching us live at noon, or you might be watching a rebroadcast. We rebroadcast the show throughout the day until our next show tomorrow, which is at noon. Monday through Thursday, we're live at noon. You can please tell your friends who are shopping for cars, meet us here. If they'll be shopping for cars in the next 6 months. This is where they want to be. And they really don't want to wait. I mean, I'm trying to get people to stop waiting till they need a car to go and start learning this stuff. You want to be in the market 90 days before you need a car. We've been programmed again to wait until, and it's probably the anxiety. I put it off to the very end. We've just been programmed to wait until the very end, and then we go in and now we have desperate vibes. We're like, oh, I got to take anything I can get. We really want to be strategizing our car purchase early in the market, able to say no to offers very early. This is power, where you can say no. You can email. We have dates that we give the dealerships of, hey, this is when I could buy a car. I could buy it today, but I don't need it for 2 months, 3 months. That really puts us in a position of power, because everyone they're dealing with is desperate, walking in saying, I need a car today. Oh, I hear these cars are hard to get. All of this wrong, desperate energy that's going to make them pay more. That's what they want to sell. We come with, no, we can make a deal today, but we don't have to make a deal today. And when we come like that, it really positions us to, next month, the car salesman will be like, man, I ain't sold a car in 4 days. Oh man, let me call Kevin Gilder. Hey, Mr. Gilder, are you still in the market? Yeah, I'm still here. I told you I got until I got a couple months. Oh, cool, man. Listen, I think I could get that offer you made last month. We couldn't do it last month, but we were super busy. Everybody was in here, man. We charging them all of this money, but right now we're pretty desperate, and I would like to take your offer to my manager. Sure, definitely. That's obviously not what they say, but that's what they're thinking. So you want to be positioned for that. If you shop every single time in an emergency, you're not going to be able to be positioned for that. Okay? We don't want to be in the habit of emergency shopping. Not here. Once you have this way, you'll be like, oh, man, I could get in the market early. All right. Go ahead, Dolan. Oh, for those of you who are like, Deshone, there's no way I'm going to remember all of this stuff. Can you give me the whole blueprint? Write it out step by step. That's my new digital book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. And it's 7 steps, whether you are purchasing, whether you're leasing. We get below market leases. You're going to get below market leases, below market new cars, below market used cars, below market financing, because you're going to have banks and dealers bidding for your financing. If you're a high mileage driver, there's 3 different strategies for exactly how you need to be moving as a high mileage driver. If you have negative equity, there are 2 strategies in there to help you move from negative equity to your next purchase. This is all in 7 steps. Very simple to follow. So you can get your copy. It's normally $97, but you can get your copy. Part of our welcome offer, 30 minutes only. If you visited already and that timer started, once 30 minutes goes to 0, it is now $97, which is worth every penny. But I'd rather you get the welcome offer. So go grab it. TikTok bio, Instagram bio, Facebook comments, YouTube comments. Click those links. Go grab your book and come on back to the stream. Make sure after you get the book, you screenshot the thank you page, because it has my support team's email. Sometimes you're typing fast, type your email wrong. You don't see that book in 10 minutes, just send an email to my support team. They'll get you your book right away. All right, go grab it before the 30 minutes is up. Go ahead, Dolan, shoot the next one. You don't want to have your own financing all the time, pure knowledge. Sometimes dealers have 12, 13 banks sometimes. Sometimes they can beat what you get on the outside. The key is creating a competition. Thinking about a 2025 Land Cruiser for $62,000, $5K down, any advice? How do we know that's a good deal? How do we know that's a good deal, everyone? Now, mind you, that's how a lot of people approach the car purchase. I'm thinking of this car, all right, I got 10 grand down. What we haven't, so here's what you discussed in this statement. I'm gonna read this question again, and you're gonna see 2 pillars that unfortunately we're combining. Thinking about a 2025 Land Cruiser. So now in my mind, for 62K. Now, this is a new car. With our new car system, we use the bidding. Thank you so much, Daniel. See, Daniel knows. I think, Daniel, you have our book, Bidding the Market. So that's where we're missing everything. So now we're looking at the new car, which means what our process is, we're connecting with 25 dealers to get bids. If you said, Deshone, I called around, spoke to several Toyota dealerships, and the best dealer that I found who's going to offer me a car is going to give me $8,000 off. But I got 5 offers. I got 7 offers. Some people said they're not going to do any discount. Some people had $3,000 in fake fees and dealer adjustments. Some people had protection plans and they took off a little money, took off $5,000, but they had all of these fake fees. So it's really not even like they took off $5,000. But one dealer didn't have the fake fees and he discounted $8,000. Boom. That's a bid. You did it manually. Didn't do it our way. That's just fine. But that is allowing you to have the peace of mind that I'm getting a great price on the Toyota Land Cruiser. Separately now, we're moving to our financing because you said $5,000 down. Therefore, you're getting a loan. So we would now have banks and credit unions bid to now submit offers to you within a 24-hour period. You have all these banks, credit unions online bid for the loan, get the best interest rate. We give the dealer a chance to see can they beat it. In which case we bid out the loan, we bid out the car purchase, and now and watch this. I'm home doing that before you even get home from your dealership. One visit, you're in the dealership 3 hours. I'm popping into my email minutes at a time, 15 minutes. I'm hopping on. I'm getting banks to bid in an hour. Everyone's bidding. Boom, boom. I'm getting dealerships to bid. You're still at the dealership. You're just meeting the salesman. You're still wondering, do they have a black one? Hey, he said he had a black one. He was going to pull it up. All right. He comes back with silver. Oh, you don't have black? Oh, no. Well, listen, somebody's trying to dig it up in the back. We're going to see. Why don't you drive this one and then maybe we'll see. Okay, listen, I'm here. Cars from home people, we here moving. We already gotten offers coming in. You still waiting for a test drive. This is how we move. So not only is our process and the way we shop the key to getting all these offers, like again, you look at somebody like this was crazy. Val Boss lady, $51,000 vehicle, zero maintenance, zero time. Look, she got a 1.1% lease on that. Let's look at where's Sean? My man Sean, because Sean was actually one of the $72,000 vehicle. He saved with the rebate and with the dealer discount. He saved $21,000 off of it. $21,000 off of it. He's sitting here chilling at home. Dealers, I'll take off 3,000. I'll take off 5. I'll take off 10. Oh, I'll take off 20. Whoa. So it's not only is it the money that we save, it's an easier, more fun process. So that's what you need to do. Like, step out of that old way. Understand that I need to get multiple offers for the Toyota, and I need to get multiple offers for my financing, and I do that right here from home, where nobody can come into my house and say, hey, you get into the dealer here. What are you doing there trying to shop from home? We see you. You're not going to break our programming on you. You better get up right now and walk into this dealership so we can charge you more. Who's going to do that? While you in your living room, while you at work? Dealers bidding while you at work. Never been to a dealership. It's freedom. Multiple offers. Yes, Lady V. That's my 2 favorite words. I swear, if I didn't wear unlearn, relearn, I'd be walking around with a shirt that said multiple offers. All right, let's go, Dolan. Shoot the next one up. We got time for a few more. Let's go. Few more questions. Atiba on Facebook. How is the best way to sell your personal car? Is that in the book? Yes, that is. That's our equity assessment. Step 2. Step 2. Multiple offers. Get your 6 to 7 cash offers. And if you don't need to replace your car, just go and get your check. Do your inspection, get your check. Cash offers, CarMax, Driveway, Kelly's Blue Book Instant Cash Offer, Carvana, AutoNation, Car Gurus. You want to throw We Buy Any Car in there? 7 offers. Get your cash offers. Now, if you are replacing your car, we are timing the transaction. What that looks like is we get our bids for our old car, our current car, or our lease. We assess what our equity is, and then we go shop for the new car. And once we find the best offer for the new car, we then go in. We'll give the dealer a chance to match it, but they usually can't. Hey, I'm selling my car to We Buy Any Car. You know, they're giving me this. Can you beat it? No, that sounds crazy. I can't beat that, because they're not going to win 2 bids. They're not going to beat all of the new car dealers or the used car dealers to sell you a car. And then they can also beat all the used car cash buyers to buy your old car. They'll be out of business. So you go pick up your new car, drop off your old car, or go drop off your old car, get your check, drive over, pick up your new car. Maximize both transactions. It's a beautiful thing. That is the way it's done with us most of the time. Very rarely is the dealer we're picking up our car from the same one who's buying our old car. Very rarely. But yes, absolutely, that's in the book. All right, let's keep it going. Dolan, next one. Daniel Thompson, Deshone, I've been keeping an eye on a used vehicle that has been sitting on the lot for over 60 days. What is a good amount to ask off the sales price without teeing off the dealership? Thanks for your time. So if you've been watching the vehicle, and this is the benefit of being in the market early, used car markets change, used car trends change. You can see prices going up, you can see prices going down, you can save inventory that you've been looking at. You know, I show you in our multiple marketplace strategy how to save the cars that you're looking at, create these save listings. Every new car that pops up, you get an alert for it. This is why when you know the market, like Daniel knows the market for this car, if he has on alerts, every new car that pops up, he knows about it first, and he can actually jump on that car quicker than anyone else, because other people will hesitate because they don't know the market. So they'll say, hey, what about this car? Oh, they just listed it today. It might not be a good deal. Well, Daniel will know if it's a good deal because he's been watching the market to know, yes, that's a good deal. No, it's not a good deal, because the really great deals where dealers say, hey, we're just going to move this car. We want it gone in 24, 48 hours. Those are not going to last. So literally, once they list them, you want to be able to say, oh, I saw that first and I know the market. Hey, you call, oh, just got a cramp. Went to the gym earlier, dehydrated. Went to flex and my arm said, no, you're not going to do that. So, but once you know the market, you literally can jump on things fast. Now, in the case of also watching the market, in this case, we see a vehicle that's sitting. Long as we verified there's no bogus fees on it, only fees on a car we're purchasing, used car or new, should be tax, documentation, and motor vehicles. That's it. Tax, documentation, motor vehicles. In some cases, in certain states, you may see smog or something. Should be very small. Very, very small. Shouldn't be anything else for $300, $400, $500, $600. Tax, motor vehicles, documentation fee. Those are all legit fees. Everything else is a made-up fee to try to make money. Now, there might be some value in some of the things. We have a service plan that we added that we selling on all our cars. Okay, but we got to compare that to the dealers who don't have that stuff. So what you want to do is look at the low side of the market, the way we teach. So if you're looking at the low side of the market, Daniel, for example, and you see, all right, all the low prices are 21 to 22. The cars go up to 24, 25, 26. I see some up there for 27. Okay, but the low side of the market is 21, 22. And this is how we watch the used car market, because we want to watch the low side. Now, the low side is going to be where the worst cars are. What do I mean by that? frame damage, salvage title. If you don't see a couple cars and you pull a Carfax and it says salvage or it says frame damage or it says 2 accident, you're not looking at the low side of the market. You're looking at the regular retail market, the regular middle of the market, the average prices. Because if you're shopping the low side and you're like, okay, between 21 and 22 is where the lower prices are, you're going to see some, oh man, look at these pictures. Now, car's all scratched up. Oh man, okay, man, this thing had 2 accidents. Oh man, this thing's salvaged. But then you pops up and you see one for 22. You pull a Carfax. Carfax looks good. Maintenance looks good. Boom. Oh, now you know. So Daniel, if you know the low side of the market, now you're trying to see maybe this car has been there. It's $2,000 more than the low side of the market, but maybe they're getting desperate. So you make an offer that's right where the low side of the market is. So let's say the low side of the market is 21, 22. This car is listed for 24, but you know this thing been there for 2 months. You make an offer of 21. They might say, hey, listen, no way we can do that. Most we can do is 22. In which case, you won. That's why you want to know where the low side of the market is. Because if they accept the offer and then your offer was too high, then you regret it. So if it's 24, it's been sitting there, you offer them 23, 22.5, they say, yes, we'll take it. Then it's like, man, was that the low side of the market? No, the low side of the market was 21 to 22. So let me offer 21, see if they'll bite. And if I land at 22, then I'm happy anyway. If I offer 21 and they say, look, no way we could do that. We could do 22.5. That's the lowest. We could blow this car out, and you won anyway. This is why knowing the market, this is all we teach. Whether you're in Shop with Deshone or a video checklist, or whether and watch this. The thing about our process is every time you use it, it gets quicker. So the longest it's ever going to take you to get a car using Cars from Home is the first deal. Second time you coming through and you're like, okay, I know what to do now. I know where to go now. Yeah, I remember this from my last time. I remember this. That's why Rosalie got her QX60 last year. And then she got 3 cars at once. Because she's like, I got mine. Now I just got to rinse and repeat 3 times for my sons. So that's what you need. That's where you base your offer on those things, Daniel. All right? All right, great job. All right. All right, it's go ahead, Dolan threw up one more. All right, I'm trying to see. I'm looking at time and I'm like, all right, let's go. All right. Is it true that finance bank will require a certain amount down to get you approved? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You can do no money down financing. Here's what's happening if anyone's requiring money down for finance. It could be based on your credit, but more often than that, it's based on how much you're trying to borrow relative to the price of the car. So let's say a car is $25,000. Now, this is how the ability to shop affects your deal in the long run. Because if you overpay, the bank is not going to tell you. It's not their job to say, yo, you're overpaying for this car. But here's what happens. Let's say a car that is a good deal would come in around $25,000. Good deal, good value. Now, you don't know what you're doing. You go in, you pay, you get a car, you're like, okay, man, I'm looking at this car, man, it's about $28,000. It's about $28,000. I love it. It's a nice car. Now, you're not looking at the market to see what the low side of the market is. You go in, and you could do this with a new car too. Tons of people did this during the pandemic. Went in, paid over sticker, 5-10 grand. Normally the bank would not have approved those, but the banks were in cahoots with the dealerships because there's something called a loan to value ratio, which is why the banks are getting hurt right now, because they approved deals on cars that they knew were worth 35, but they were approving loans for 50. Because dealers decided we want to sell this $35,000 car for $42,000. So once our client needs the loan with everything, and they might have a little negative equity, we need y'all to loan them $50,000 on a $35,000 car, and the banks did it, which is why they're falling apart right now, and they're going to continue to collapse. So when you look and say, whoa, if that's the case, how does the bank protect themselves? It should be loan to value ratios, which means this car that you're telling us you bought it for 28, your taxes and everything are, let's say they slapped on some fake fees on you and you're up there like, all right, man, I thought the car was 28. But when it's all said and done, I paid like 34 for it. Now you leave with that car for 34. The bank looks and says, or you're trying to get it for 34. The bank looks and says, whoa, the book value on this car is only 23. So actual cash value might be, we could lend, the actual cash value is like 23. We could lend 25. I could see if somebody bought it for 25. We could lend that because they'll usually give you 20% above what the actual car's value is. So we'll lend on a $25,000 car, we'll lend you $32,000. You're asking for 34. That means you've overpaid by so much, the bank can't approve it unless you get them to the loan to value ratios where they're comfortable. So they're going to say, you got to put down 2,500. You got to get to, you can't borrow no more than 32,000 on this car. You need to come up with 2,500, come up with 2,000. So whenever a dealership's coming to you and say, hey, listen, the bank needs you to come up with this, they're overcharging you. And you're about to take a deal being overcharged because you're overpaying for the car and the bank is saying, we're not taking on all of that risk. That person needs to put some more money down because I know y'all trying to sell them this $23,000, $24,000 car for 33, but we ain't going to help you do that no more. Now, this also happens with negative equity. People trying to move 5-10 grand negative equity over to their new car. And now it's like, oh, wait, the bank's saying you got to put money down. Same reason. So it's two cases, lots of negative equity, or you're overpaying, or both. But that's a signal. All right. Again, that's why we bid out transactions. When you get multiple offers on the car you're buying and multiple offers on the car you're selling that you have negative equity on, you can see, no, y'all not pulling wool over my eyes because I know the market. All right. And all of this is done from home. That is why our system and our teaching, our philosophy, our company is called Cars from Home. That should ground you in the fact that everything we're talking about, 99% of it is done from home. 99% in minutes, not hours, minutes. All right. So if you guys want your blueprint, if you're like, hey, Deshone, listen, great stream. I enjoyed it, learned a lot. No way I'm going to remember all of this. Can I get the whole blueprint step by step? That is my digital book, Cars from Home. This is specifically for people who are like, I don't like car shopping. I'm not going to know all of this stuff. I want to enjoy my car shopping process. I'm tired of having buyer's remorse. I'm tired of leaving the dealership hoping I won, wishing, I don't want to talk about my numbers. Don't even ask me what I'm paying. Don't ask me what I paid. Don't ask me like that. You can see people from our school, look, they're already always posting their numbers. They never post without posting their numbers because they're confident in them. $50,000 car for Ken, $585 a month, no money down. Look, Jen, she gets a 2025 Honda Pilot, $50,000 vehicle. She saves almost $6,000 off of the price, $5,600 off the price. We could do this all day long. Oh, this is a long one. Oh, graduated. I put $1,000 to hold the vehicle Saturday. The dealership we ended up made the best deal, easiest, quickest process, little over 2-hour drive away. That is a signal. What you're going to see a lot, and y'all are going to get used to it, is driving an hour, hour and a half to go to get that car from the dealer who won the bid. Convenience costs you money. Every one of our students, our book readers who use what we teach, they are absolutely prepared to be, oh man, the dealer that won the bid, they're taking off $15,000. Man, they're 2 hours away. That's a nice drive, ain't it? Nice drive. Oh man, I'm driving I never made this much money on a drive before. And then you start to see most of these local dealers, they think they got me because they see my zip code and they're like, well, this person ain't gonna shop. So listen, hit them at this price. They don't realize that that dealership an hour and a half away is like, hey, we got the car. Hey, we'll sell it to you for this. But they never expected you to find them because most people don't find them. So that is the Cars from Home system. It's very simple, 7-step process. I'll walk you through it. And in my digital book, you'll have all your questions answered because it's a step-by-step process. You literally just do one step, check it off. Next step, check it off. Next step, check it off. By the time you get to step 7, you're setting up your delivery of your car or you're going to pick it up. All right. But it's normally $97. Part of my welcome offer, 30 minutes only. You can go grab a copy for $24, 75% off, and you will have it in your inbox. Make sure as soon as you get your book, you screenshot the thank you page, has my support team's email on there, just in case the book's not in there in the next 10 minutes. Maybe you type your email wrong. Make sure you check your junk and your spam folders. But go grab your copy. You'll have everything that we teach in a step-by-step manner. You'll be able to get cars in 60 minutes, 90 minutes from home, and you'll start to enjoy the car shopping process. All right. You'll be sending me your email just like Marie and Ken and Milligan, all of these people. You'll be sending me your deals. Okay. And for those of you, you have a different learning style, you can look into, you've been seeing us sharing a lot of these Facebook posts from our group. Our Cars from Home Shop with Deshone program is video checklist instead of book checklist. So if you're like, I'd rather have some, 3 to 5 minute videos that I can watch and walk me through the steps, that's our Cars from Home Shop with Deshone program. We have our private Facebook group where you got 1,600 people that have come before you. They're always answering questions. I'm in there 4 or 5 days a week. And then we do 2 coaching calls a month, first and third Wednesday. We actually got one shortly we're going to have. And, you get hands-on guidance. So that's hands-on, and some of you might like us to totally shop for you. That's going to depend on if you qualify. I would rather teach you to fish. The only reason we created Done For You is really for the wealthy people. I don't want you paying us to go shop for you. I would rather teach you to fish. But I know there are people who your time is so valuable, whether it's the money you make per hour. I could show you how to do this in 60, 90 minutes, 2 hours, but you would still say, I'd rather you guys do that. I got money to make. I'd rather be with my family. I want to be doing other stuff. Here, I pay for services that I believe in. That's why we created Cars from Home Done For You. I would much rather all of you learn to fish so that you can do this over and over and over again. Teach your kids, teach your family, teach your cousins, teach your neighbors, so that everyone knows how to do this Cars from Home shopping process. Okay? But if you're in that category, in that class where you're like, Deshone, no, I'm that person, then you book a call with our team and see if we can help you with Cars from Home Done For You. All right, so that's our stream for today. We will be back. Lady V, I talked about the updates. I think you asked that question and then you jumped off the stream. So just watch the replay and you'll see there's new videos coming to day 5. The 25 to 5 process is being updated. So just as soon as you asked that, we talked about that for maybe about 5 minutes on here. I guess you jumped off. But yes, we'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, noon Eastern time. Meet us here with your questions, and we look forward to it. We'll be rebroadcasting this for those who didn't catch the whole show. We'll be replaying this throughout the rest of the day, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you.